Ghetto! Welcome to Behind the Music of the SalvWreck Christmas, Volume 8. This is episode 9. And today's track, we're going to be talking about the song Ghetto. Now, this is an interesting track from start to finish. You know what I mean? It started out in 2023. It was supposed to be on my Fade to Black, Facing Life album. But I just couldn't deliver it right. You know what I mean? I just couldn't get the flow on it to where I wanted to go. So I put it on the back burner. You know what I mean? And then come 2024, 25, I listened to it and I was like, you know what? This really needs to be brought back. You know what I mean? And I said, I'm gonna put this on the Christmas album because we're talking about the downtrodden and the things that the downtrodden do and the immorality of the society and things like that. And I was like, Ghetto fits that perfectly. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the corrupt way of how people are living in these torn down ghettos and in poverty and their way of poverty type thinking. You know what I mean? And so I said, okay, I'm gonna re-drop the vocals for it. Now here's the thing. I actually lost the data for Ghetto. The original take that I did back for my Fade to Black album, because I wanted to take me singing the Ghetto part because I liked how I did it on there, but I couldn't replicate it. You know what I mean? I tried. This song was re-recorded in California at Green Tea Studioz. And so I used the old beat, you know what I mean? So I did all the vocals, redid all the vocals again. The Ghetto part didn't come out like I wanted it to. But I said, you know, I'm gonna move forward with it anyway, you know what I mean? Because the message in it is important enough, you know what I mean? And so, being that beat was so old, I really wasn't feeling the drums on it. So before I went to California, I just slipped in like a break beat kind of loop behind the other sounds of the track, just to like freshen it up a little bit for me to deliver it how I want to deliver it. And I was able to do that, you know what I mean? So I got back I got to the studio, we laid it down, and like I did my normal thing of doing the loop recording thing, and got back to the crib, cleaned it up, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna put this in the bin to get ready for mixing and master. I said I'll deal with like the drum stuff later, you know what I mean? But when it came time, to do the mixing of it, I was like, no, I'm not feeling this beat no more, you know what I mean? So I decided, okay, I'm gonna do a whole nother beat for it, you know what I mean? And so that's what I ended up doing. It started with a break beat, you know what I mean? And I liked the break beat, but I really wasn't feeling the sonics of it, of how it was sounding sonically, but I did like the snare, you know what I mean? So I kept just the snare, and that's how I started rebuilding a new beat for it, the kicks and hats and the chords, and that's how that came about, man. And so I had did all this in Machina, imported it into the session in Pro Tools, and it didn't line up. I was like, oh man, what am I gonna do here, man? Because you could have the same BPM of a track, but if the beats are so different, the flow won't sound right. You know what I mean? So I said, okay, what am I gonna do? I said, I can't afford to go anywhere far to try to retrack these vocals. So I thought maybe I could do like pull my mic out from my back closet there just to set up temporarily for me to do like a rough lead take, and then use the vocal line to try to warp things into alignment that way. But no, I said no. So I called my man Cass from Red Zone. I was talking to him about the track. And I said, if I have to, man, I'll just come out your way and I'll drop in the Red Zone these vocals, you know what I mean? So I kept tinkering with the beat, you know what I mean? And the Lord put it on, he said, just shift everything. So 1/64th of a shift, put everything back on the line. I was like, all right, thank you, Lord, because I really did like the vocals that I recorded in Cali, you know what I mean? Like I feel as though I really delivered that energy and passion and diction and the feel of the track was right, as vocal-wise, you know what I mean? So when it got realigned up to the new beat, oh man, I was beyond ecstatic and beyond appreciative of that discernment to listen to God's voice on things, you know what I mean? So I shifted it 1/64 over, it drops right in place and it sounds great to me, you know what I mean? So I went about, did my normal mixing things. And for this whole album, it's not mixed as best as I could get it. Like I said, I'm in a new environment and so there's no acoustic treatment here. It's really a horrible situation in space to try to mix music. So a lot of this was done in my headphones, which I'm not really too well versed in, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. I still want to get this music out, and I can always go back and retweak things, you know what I mean? I'm not putting it on DSPs. This is really for those who are really supporting the SalvWreck and the movement, man. You know what I mean? This is for the Castaways, you know what I mean? So the album's only available on the website, SoundCloud, Movement TV and TideBreak, SoundWorkz YouTube channel, and Bandcamp. That's it, man. You know what I mean? So I'm not shifting it out to like Spotify and things like that. They don't pay anyway, and I'd rather connect with people on a real situation than worry about, well, they making more money off this stuff than I don't really care about that. That's not the purpose of this album at all. And so I got the track mixed to the best of my ability, and it's here for you guys. You know what I mean? I definitely wanted to evoke my upbringing. You know what I mean? I've been locked up before. You know what I mean? So I wanted to use that Camden County Correctional Facility in Camden. So I used that imagery on the instrumental. You know what I mean? That's the building that I was locked up in. You know what I mean? And for the song itself, I took a picture of a street that I used to live on with the boarded up doors and things like that. Camden's a wreck, man. You know what I mean? That's where it's part of my language. That's where I got my nuts. You know what I mean? I came up in the two-parent home where love was real. You know what I mean? I still went up there anyway and did the stupid stuff, man. You know what I mean? And so it was in Camden and Philly that I really got into that darkness. You know what I mean? But that's Ghetto, man. You know what I mean? And I think you guys would really enjoy it.